And though I'm 4 floors up. Yellow taxis dotted all around like a field of buttercups. The gargantuan flower that is this city. Its thorny stem of adventure, opening up petals of opportunity. Not even the sweet taste of strawberry on my teeth can mellow out the tyranny of political grief imposed recently on these streets. The barking traffic like a symphony of horns, the emphatic beat of the palm birthing only scorn for the driving neighbour, with the pregnant moment between foot and pedal about to go into labour. Here it comes, the moment to jerk forward toward an expected therapeutic outcome. Then, like a drum, something crashes in the distance. The thud of overloaded silence hangs in resistance. Citizens become defiant. We are present together. Breathe in the vexation, take a long testing drag of hesitation, and with bulging eyes watch the pulverizing grime fall from the buildings to the floor, fossilizing us over time, the generation of I want more. Opportunity still chills in the air. It's sticking to my face and tangling my hair, and I think to myself, I'm not a good enough writer to warrant a life of empty pockets and sitting in bars. I'm not a strong enough fighter to swim against the current or turn flying sparks into stars. I'm the one unable with the cables, pleading the leads to light up the dark, an electric start. In this momentary man-made mistake, this shadow from below, every single subway grate performs a scattered airglow. The moving trains remove the stains of what all these screens seem to control our brains with. Sunlight spent, birds of freedom split sense and pence. I decide to dance in this city with hope. Someone or something will notice me. You see, it's fine if you're rich and pretty, but when you're broke and bloody ugly, it's a whole different story. There's no glory for the unlucky hands dealt, no listening ears for how we feel or how they felt, but I guess that's just life, even for the A-lister's wife. You know, she gets lonely too, I'm sure. I can tell she only admits that to her soul, to her core, because who wants to look ungrateful when there's lots of food on the table, whole plates full, ready to add pounds to her body? She'd rather it in her purse. And what's worse is she'd rather starve for her image. What an avant-garde way to pilgrimage her ways, undeserved days, her precious hours on earth. Who knows? Eyes closed. I then think of the limbless beggar's curse and what they could do, apart from shake coins in their cups until they can afford a pair of shoes. I'm distracted and that's enough. I can smell drugs and my eyes wince from the bright lights of the nightclubs. I take a few paces and yet I feel a desolate love. The Moorish tourist, the jurist, the purist, the monks, the nosebleeders taking skunk, the dreamers, the believers, the genuine homeless, the beseeching deceivers, the lovers, the haters, the so-called gangsters, the skaters, and the look-at-me women and the sex-thirsty men, the religiously forgiven, the hippies, tie-dye and zen, the artists, the far-out, the disastrous, the lager-louts, the baseball fans, the business suits with the diaries and the plans, and the little ones just grasping onto mum's hand. They're a lot like me, just trying to understand. My 2 feet planted next to the river, mainly flowing waves begrudgingly glimmer. Some splash the same way, like a game being played fairly, every time it gambles with my reflection. And although I cannot see my face, I can see many a tale. The story of my destiny becomes to me like a holy grail. All I ever tell myself is that I failed. But I digress, as the voice that names me princess will rewrite my fairy tale. So please, kings and queens, do beg my pardon, as I bow to you as the English Rose of Harlem.